We're getting to the end of the season, and most people don't realise that you really need to drain down your gas system as well as the water system. Most people will do the water, but they won't do the gas. Now, we have a problem with the new bulkhead regulators, which have been fitted since 2004. They block up. So what happens is there's these things called heavy ends which are in the gas, which are heavy hydrocarbons. Now they can clump together and create an oily substance that blocks the regulator. And many of you may have already had this, where you'll go to cook your beans in the morning for your breakfast, and all of a sudden your gas just stops working and won't come out the hob. And the reason for that is because the heavy ends have built up into the regulator and blocked it, and then it's stopping the gas coming out. Now, you've then gone to replace your regulator and it all works fine. So this is a problem that they first worked out was happening fairly soon after they started fitting the bulkhead regulators. They changed the design of it, but it can still actually happen. So one way to get over it is to purge the system. So if you don't purge the system, if you have the gas bottle connected to the system, and even if the gas is turned off, you've got 100 psi in that pipe going up to the regulator. Then you've got 37 millibar if it's on propane going into the caravan system. So if you just turn the gas off, that system is then still in that state. So you've got 100 psi going up to the bottle, from the bottle going up to the regulator, and then you still got gas in the system that can cool down. And then if it's in a kind of a stagnant state, those heavy ends will clump together and they will start to form a oily residue, and then they can block up the regulator. I have actually seen in older caravans pipes being blocked, and I've had to actually strip the pipe apart and then get an airline and blow it out, and then all this oily gunk comes out and we have to replace the pipes. So in extreme cases, when it's been sat in a loop, in a kind of a dip somewhere, and the gas has been left in the system for years and years, perhaps it's kind of a build up over all those number of years. We don't see that very often, but it can happen. But it just goes to prove what these heavy ends can do. So like I said, the way to do it is to purge the gas system, and that is a very simple process. And like I said, I recommend doing this after every use, but especially in the winter, because if you leave it in the caravan, if you leave the gas in the system all winter, then it's getting cold and then warming up, and then it's going to sit and all these things are going to build up. So to do that, all you need to do is turn your gas bottle off, which you obviously know how to do, and then go into the caravan and just light the hob. And it kind of goes for around about 15 to 20 seconds, and that's the pressure that's actually in the pipe being vented off. And then once it's burnt off, then you can kind of disconnect the gas bottle from the system and then leave it disconnected for the winter. Now, some people think that disconnecting the gas bottle will just do that, but it doesn't, because there's a non-return valve in there. Otherwise you'd have 100 psi coming back out of your tube into the gas bottle compartment, which you wouldn't want to happen. So even if you disconnect it, you've still got this pressure in the system. So by purging it, then you can release that pressure, and then you'll reduce the likelihood of these heavy ends building up and then blocking up your gas regulator. So in true Blue Peter form, this is one I did earlier. Turn off your gas bottle. Go inside, light the hob and let it burn down. Then go back outside, disconnect the gas bottle, and then leave it in that state. Now, like I said, it's a good idea to do this every time you finish your caravan, because even in the summer months, having all this pressure in the system doesn't do it any good, because like I said, you can get this build up of heavy ends. Now, I have got an older video that I've done years ago on an advanced drain down system which I've developed, which I don't think anyone else does, and you don't need any gadgets or any air compressors or anything like that to purge the system of the water. And I will show you that next. I'll probably redo it or rehash it and then put it back up, because it's way down the list, so you won't see it. So I'll bring it back up to the top of the list so you can have a full drain down, and then you can benefit from my advanced drain down technique, which again will get all the water out.